So we're sitting here with Franklin in Franklin's office because today I wanted to look at all of the Easter eggs Rockstar put in this DLC. Obviously with Franklin here, it was awesome to see a story mode character come back, and Rockstar must have thought it was awesome too because they put a lot of very cool details and voice lines actually too about the other characters that Franklin, has interacted with. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at that. The first Easter egg I wanted to start with, this one's actually a pretty funny one, and it's maybe almost a Rockstar logic, but in one of the cutscenes, we can see Franklin here on his phone, and it turns out that's probably the same phone he had 8 years ago. This was the phone from story mode. So as it turns out, Franklin didn't need to buy a new phone since 2013. So I don't know what their phone technology is like in GTA Online, but apparently it's much better than what we got in real life. The next big Easter egg is actually Franklin's house. Now, I'm sure a lot of people have already gone here and checked this out, but it is cool just to see what's happened behind the scenes, I guess, with Franklin's life. If you were one of the people who didn't check this out, well, Franklin is actually with Tanisha now, and he actually has a kid or multiple kids. When you go to Franklin's house, there are 2 cars in the driveway. The new Lamborghini, that's the one that says Franklin, and also the new Porsche SUV, that's the one that says Tanisha. There's the Clintons sign on the house, and there's even kid stuff in the backyard, like a little slide and little Beach toys. So it is interesting after all the stuff in single player how at the end of the day, Franklin and Tanisha did end up getting together, and they have a kid.
Hey, what's up? Can the low come up in your crib?
Man, fuck you, man. My kid's up in there. I don't want your ass up in my house, nigga.
Oh, nigga, don't hate me because your kids love me more than they love you. Maybe if you quit being so uptight and let Uncle Lamar give him some game, you'll have some harmony in your household.
Also, speaking of Franklin, you'll notice this sometimes in the agency garage. But even though Franklin might have upgraded to a Lambo at his house, he actually does still have the OG cars, the Buffalo and his OG bike. It's not the OG Buffalo, it is the new and improved Buffalo. Rockstar in this update, you'll find that one occasionally in the garage. But here's also the green bike, the OG bike. So Franklin still got all the old stuff, which is cool to see. One of the next Easter eggs is actually Franklin referencing Michael. One of the missions, you drive through the movie studio, and Franklin says this.
Man, shit, I know one of the producers around here. I hope his ass ain't at work today.
So apparently in the modern timeline of GTA Online, Michael is still a movie producer. So again, another really cool thing to see. Maybe one of these updates we get to GTA Online finally goes back to see what Michael's up to. That would be cool. Now, one of my favorite Easter eggs actually has to do with the mission where you're going to a yacht. There's actually 4 different conversations you can have with Franklin and Amani, depending on how successful your character actually is. So if you are very successful and you have the penthouse at the casino and a super yacht, this is the conversation that unfolds. It's really cool to see how Franklin is surprised kind of actually at the success of our character.
Okay, we got Dre here and we got the Diamond Casino.
Oh, so that's where he gonna do the big reveal at, huh?
Yeah, most likely. I'll have a look. Hey, don't you have a penthouse there?
Wait, man, you got a penthouse and a super yacht? Man, who the fuck did you rob?
According to my research, everybody.
Ha! Now that's why you my motherfucking partner.
And that right there, I think, is why a lot of people are liking this DLC a lot more than the Tuners DLC, because Franklin actually appreciates what we bring, unlike KDJ and the other person in the Tuners DLC who just were bossing us around. But the reason this is a cool interaction here is because if your character isn't as successful, there are other alternatives you hear. This is what was discovered in the game files. There are 4 conversations. The one here, this is obviously the one we just listened to, the one where you have a penthouse and a yacht. There's another one that if you only have a penthouse, this is what the conversation will say. Amani will just mention that, don't you have a penthouse there? Franklin says, nah, not me. Amani just goes, no, the other boss. And then Franklin's sort of like, wait, you have a penthouse at the casino? So that's a cool interaction there if you only have a penthouse. And then if you have neither, these are the two options you could get. Basically just pretty standard and simple lines. It's nothing too crazy here. So yeah, that is cool. That's another very nice Easter egg Rockstar threw in. Some more stuff though. Franklin apparently has been talking with Lester. Check this out.
Hey, look, so I was just on the phone with an old friend of mine, and he told me you and him robbed the Diamond Casino. Shit, that was fly as hell, homie.
Again, that's just so sick to hear Franklin talking about the things we've done in GTA Online. But he's not done because apparently Franklin also knows Pavel. The two best characters now in GTA Online apparently know each other. This is awesome.
Hey, do you know some crazy ass Russian dude? Some guy got passed through my office talking about some caviars and submarines and shit. Said he knew you. Something about wanting to take another trip to the Caribbean.
So Pavel does go to Los Santos from time to time. He doesn't just sit on the submarine. Another really cool Easter egg doesn't have to do with Franklin himself. It's actually the guy at the desk. He mentioned someone that sounds a lot like Trevor. Let's take a listen.
Hey, this crazy dude swung by earlier, dressed like a hobo, like really on edge. He swore him and Mr. Clinton used to work together. Got really angry when I said he wasn't available. I had to stop him from shitting on the desk. Seriously. If you get a minute with Mr. Clinton, would you let him know?
So Franklin and Trevor still hang out 8 years later. And kind of, as it turns out, I guess the in-game lore is that both Trevor and Michael survive the end of the story mode. And now to wrap this up, the only other two sort of big-ish Easter eggs, you probably have seen this one right here. Franklin still has his Employee of the Month plaque. That's cool to see. And actually, if you come down here to this lady's desktop, people were trying to figure out if maybe that's a picture from GTA 6 or something. No, that's actually Red Dead 2. So that's one of, I believe, one of the first screenshots Rockstar ever shared. It is a location in Red Dead Redemption 2. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little Easter egg there. I know maybe it won't ever happen, but after seeing all these and hearing all these Easter eggs and hearing these other characters sort of that they do interact with each other, it would be awesome one of these days if we could actually have our contacts like meet with each other and like sort of hang out with us just around the city. Like we could take them on missions. Like you'd take Pavel, Franklin, Lester. I don't know. Like it would be a really cool thing if Rockstar could somehow do that, because it's awesome to hear how everything is all connected. But anyway, that's gonna do it with today's video of all the Easter eggs. Hopefully I got most of the big ones. If there are any little smaller ones, like maybe there's other little voice lines that any of these people say, for sure let us know in the comments if you hear them. But anyway, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.